Welcome to another Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. I'm Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo. This is episode 61. And yes, this one was supposed to be a big one. You know, I started off the week so excited. There was so much to talk about from PAX South and from BAFTA, and I thought I would be able to get it through, get done with it in 2 shows. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. No way. So in this episode, I'm gonna do a elongated feature about the version 1.1 of Arena Commander that will be coming up in the near future. The other piece, of course, we're gonna go to Sandy's Facebook, and then I'll end the show with a little bit special event, which will be the giving away of the Redeemer. I received a couple of organization details, and I've contacted those people back. So starting with the next show and going every other show or every 4th show after that, I'll be talking about those organizations that are part of the Star Citizen universe. And that will be wonderful. Okay, so before we go anywhere, I want to start with some feedback. Actually, before I do that, I have to mention this. Next week, you'll be getting a shortened episode that I'll be shooting on Sunday, because Monday I fly out to California for a training with my company that I work for. Right after that, on Friday of next week, I will be using the opportunity of being in California to go visit my friends over at Cloud Imperium Games in Santa Monica. So if there's any questions that any of you have for any of the people that don't often get to be on camera, so not Sandy, Ben, Chris, but any of the other people that work there, please send them my way. I'm sure I'll be able to sneak a peek and talk to David Haddock and some other people there. Last time I was there, Chris Smith was there. I'm not sure. I think Dan Tracy and some other people were there. Not 100% sure. But throw me your questions and send them to Nikki. Sorry, that's not it. Send them to batgirl at starcitizenaa.com. It's a brand new email address I've been talking to you about the last couple of shows. Haven't loaded it on my iPad, iPhone, or computer yet. I intend to log into it today. So we're giving away the Redeemer at the end of this show, and I don't know who won because I'm obviously haven't done the giveaway yet. I like to be as surprised as you guys are when I actually get to that point. So I don't like to do it before then. So when I cut to that piece, I won't know who won. And when I close the show, I still won't know who won. So I'll be filming that later on as well. So let's get to some feedback for last week's show. Last week, I talked a little bit about VAT. Actually, I think I talked about VAT a great deal, right? So VAT, value-added tax, is something that is prevalent in most of the European nations. I thought it was like 17%. There's people telling me it's 20% or more there. I am so sorry, and I can see how 20 to 25% VAT on top of something like a Redeemer, a Reclaimer, a Javelin, God, they should let you guys buy those ships because they are so expensive that VAT is going to kill you on those. And this has been an unfortunate event, and it's just something, like I said, it's definitely going to be going on in a lot of the states here in the United States over the next 5 years. Second piece is I got a correction from Frank Alolia. Oh, I'm sorry if I mangle your name. I really am. I'm very bad with last names. But Texas and California charge the tax because Cloud Imperium Games has an office there right now. Now, that is currently the standard by which companies are charging tax. Like here in Georgia, we are charged tax by Amazon, where in some states you're not, because Amazon has a big warehouse here. So that's one of the reasons why we're paying tax on a company like that. So something I do want to say is I'm sorry, but I think that as time goes on, a lot of these governments, these local governments and state governments and federal governments around the world are going to start charging tax on digital purchases as a way to keep their revenue stream coming. In the meantime, get out there. The sale has been expanded. You now have the Reclaimer, you have the Redeemer. I believe you always had the Redeemer out there. The Reclaimer, the Carrack, and the Herald as part of the sale. So go out there, spend the money, and get us up over $72 million. We've already broken 70 and 71. All right, so that's pretty much it for this. So I don't need my iPad right now. I'm going to do the traditional iPad toss. There's a pillow over there. I missed. Just kidding. So the first story here is going to have to do with PAX. I've watched so far make that 3 of the PAX videos. I just finished watching the last one. I had people like Eris and a Reddit group that, or I should say Reddit posts by people that are in the Enablers or Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous forums on the Subscribers Den, post all the information ahead of time, so I was able to read it. But being able to watch it on the YouTube video that Cloud Imperium Games has uploaded has made it a little bit easier for me to put together. So I put together a little piece that you're going to watch here in a few moments, and it's a little bit long, and I apologize for that, but there's a lot more information in the actual video than I can actually present. So I picked out the very, very base units. Most exciting thing that I got to saw was the demonstration of mobiGlas and how that's coming along. And tomorrow we're going to get that designer document on mobiGlas, which I really can't wait for. You know, Google Glass is something that's out right now, and it gives some kind of functionality that mobiGlas is going to give, but mobiGlas goes one step further. I ask you this. With wearables becoming the next big thing over the next 5 years, watches, glasses, and God knows what else, how soon do you think we'll have something like mobiGlas for real? I mean, everything already has RFID installed. So when you're looking at things, wouldn't it be easy for something like mobiGlas to actually be put into effect in our lifetime? And yeah, I'm an old bat, and when I see GG these days, I think it means Grandma Gamer because they're talking about me. But most of you are a lot younger than me, and you know, in your mid-20s, early 20s, 30s, you're going to be around for a while. Is mobiGlas, something like that, going to replace the phone, the computer, and different things? I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. Without any further ado, let's go to that first feature, which is about version 1.1 of Arena Commander. With so much discussed by Cloud Imperium Games at PAX South, it's hard to pull out just one piece that would typify, that would explain everything that Star Citizen was going to be about. So instead, I've decided to just look at this one piece, which is version 1.1 of the Arena Commander game within a game. Now, Arena Commander is proving to be a feat in itself. If it was released today as a game, it would be a console game worth about $30 to $50. But this is just the testing grounds for the rest of the persistent universe, and Cloud Imperium Games, led by Chris Roberts, continues to enhance the features and the gameplay that we have inside of Arena Commander. In the coming months, when 1.1 is released, we're going to be getting such items as the first-person shooter module and the social module. Yes, I took a little bit of a dramatic pause to say that. But for the first time since we've all been playing, testing, or dealing with Arena Commander, we're actually going to be able to do it together. Multiplayer hangars, mobiGlas, walking around the ArcCorp station, all these are going to be part of 1.1. And that is kind of a surprise. It's been said, it's been hinted at that they were coming around the same time, but it's never been said that they were coming at the same time. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to this. Some of the pieces that they showed off were the mobiGlas and walking around the ArcCorp station. ArcCorp is going to be the place where we get to test our interactions within the persistent universe. It's a small little test bed for walking around and gathering with our friends. It's going to be released to us in steps, and things are going to be built up around us as time goes on. One of the biggest things to take away from this is Cloud Imperium Games are starting to quell the comments made by the naysayers. I've been very impressed by what I've seen here, and it's very hard for me to pull out all the information that's pertinent and to put it into a show so condensed as Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. So I'm going to just let you know that this stuff is going to be released, all of the information released on the Robert Space Industries website within a few movies that are on the website itself. This one is just the keynote speech where Chris describes some of the things they're working on. Right here, he's describing how they're testing the paint system for the spacecraft. Well, that's not actually what he's saying. He's talking about the different paint jobs to different skins that you could use on the buggies. But that is something that's being tested because we're testing the skins that are going to be applied to the StarCraft that we've purchased so far. And now we see them talking about ArcCorp. It's a planet within the Stanton system. ArcCorp is where we're going to be able to test all of the pieces of the persistent universe that they're, well, not the pieces, but the systems and, well, it's a test bed for the persistent universe. We're going to be able to shop here at this particular point, but not buy anything. It's more like window shopping. And it's also the opportunity to show us a work in progress, the Moby-Glass. So let's take a look at it. In this piece, we're walking into one of the many shops that are going to be within the Star Citizen universe. They show a person, a character, walking up and activating their Moby-Glass. From here, they could look at it in this perspective, or they can turn on VR mode. In VR mode, the actual items will show pieces next to it, little descriptions, and you'll be able to click on them with your finger. We're going to be using a mouse cursor at this particular point in time, but we'll be able to click on them with our finger to select the things that we want to purchase. Now this, like I said, is just a piece of the game, and the Moby-Glass itself is new technology. And I'd like to say that if Cloud Imperium Games could make this in a virtual universe, how hard would it be to extend this into our universe? With everything having RFID today, I think this would not be that far off in the future. And I think that they're going to wind up coming up with an amazing interface for our Moby-Glass systems in the game. Look at these cool weapons that we could look at. Here's a hand grenade. Frag out. Well, that's going to cost us 75 UEC. God, I like these prices a lot better than I do the prices on the Voyager Direct store on the RSI website. That's not so bad, right? With the prices they charge now, like 1,000 UEC for a poster, it's amazing that a grenade is 75. That would be right around, well, that wouldn't even register on the Richter scale right now. At this particular point, 1,000 UEC is about $1 in... yeah, I think it's about $1 in US currency. Let's take a look at another piece of the game. This short piece is showing how much more fleshed out the actual system is that they're using. The in-game engine is starting to show just why they picked this particular engine. And here is customs. And customs is where you're going to be coming into each one of the different stations. And it's going to be a very important piece. During the keynote or one of the panels, they actually explained what can happen to you if you grief other players in the game. You could wind up getting banned for 24 hours, having your right to actually carry around sidearms or any kind of firearms revoked. And they're talking about here that you're going to go through a scanner, and if it detects any firearms on you as you're trying to enter into the other portion of the city, in other words, the part that's on the other side of the customs, you may be sent back to your ship to stow your weapons. Here we see Dumper's Depot, and Dumper's Depot is one of the first stores that we saw. It's actually starting to show some of the most amazing detail. Look at the grit and the grime. Look at all the different pieces that you could purchase. This game is really becoming fleshed out. There's also another piece that they talked about. They talked about the resurrection and, I guess, respawning piece. Here's a medical facility. In this medical facility, you'll be able to buy different pieces of medical equipment, defibrillators and stim packs and other first aid pieces that will help you in the FPS game and also in the game itself. But it's also the place that if you're killed, that you'll respawn. In this short segment, they're showing off a very upscale ship purchase. Well, I would call it not a ship store, but maybe a ship's showroom. They equate this to Porsche, but it doesn't just sell one variety of ships or one specific manufacturer's ship. It would be selling many ships. So that is just one idea. And they're giving us little tiny glimpses into the world around us. This piece, if I think correctly, was the place that you're going to find your missions. I'm sure you're not going to go up to this giant ball in the center of the room. You'll probably have to go to different offices here, like you did inside of Freelancer and Privateer. But it is starting to show off just how much thought they're putting into the game. I found this to be a very important piece of the presentation. It talks about cargo and how you'll be able to move your own cargo by clicking in another piece that, just consider in real life you would use a dolly or a hand truck to move around different items as you're trying to move them on and off of a truck, right? If you're moving. In this case, they're all going to have like levitation, like maglev technology built into each one of the boxes. You attach a piece and it will let you move it around. I found that very intriguing, and I guess they're trying to tell us here that we're going to be loading and unloading our own ships, which I don't mind. Now, although a lot of the information being put out at PAX South is a work in progress, they're starting to show off things like how you'd navigate different wormholes and how you'd actually explore a wormhole. Before this, they actually showed off some probes that would have a probe piece on one end and send through a probe piece on the other end. And all these little kind of like, picture them like bee drones, would fly out of this probe and through the jump hole to the other side where they'd be collected. And then that probe would come back through and deliver the information to the exploration vessel. I think that's what they were saying. But this is actually a well thought out process. Kind of reminds me of Farscape, which is exactly what I was looking for in wormholes or jump holes or jump points inside of this game. And of course, what would Star Citizen be without pirates? And this is Nyx, a system where the less than favorable, less than legal dealings might be going on. Say you take over a ship and steal its cargo. This is a place that you'd want to go. Now, I'm not going to go too much deeper because we're already going to 10 minutes and this is a Star Citizen AA and not a in-depth review of the actual PAX South. One thing I want to reiterate, well, not reiterate, but just to point out, is that there was a lot more information that was put out. It was actually put out that our elevators and our hangars are going to be the ways that we're going to be able to get from point A to point B for the time being. Well, in your elevator, you'll be able to pick a destination, whether it be a friend's hangar, if you have an invitation to visit it, or different places like Area 18, which is the test area on Arcom. So that is something that we all have to look forward to. Also, something I want to make sure that you all start doing, and something I have not done and need to do, is start filling out your contact list. Start adding all of your organization mates in there. Start adding all of your friends that you've made both in-game and in the forums, because that's where they're going to pick your in-game contact list. That's where we're going to pull your in-game contact list from. Well, now that we're rounding the 11-minute mark and heading on over to 12 minutes, I'd like to say thank you for listening to this segment. And although I don't have a lot to talk about this episode, I guess I've talked about a lot of things in this one piece. So stay tuned in the future for some more information about what's going on in version 1.1 of Arena Commander. I'm always very impressed by these town hall type style meetings that people hold, like these companies hold. I've seen a couple from Blizzard and from BioWare, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that last one. And they always seem to, have this rah-rah thing. Something I saw different here was that they were actually taking the questions that were coming from the audience in stride and saying, yeah, that would be a good idea at some of them. Very impressed by that. I can't wait to see some of these things, especially being able to go into your hangars. And I have a top secret account, which I will tell you is Cosmic Cat. And that will be the hangar that I start allowing friends of mine and those of you that are in the game to come and spend time with me as soon as that is activated. And if you want to come spend some time with me, you'll be able to anytime, but I'm going to give priority to those people that do donate on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/Batgirl. All right, the next feature that I have here is very, very simple. It is just what's on Sandy's Facebook. Got a lot of feedback on this last week. Not a lot inside of the video comment section itself, a couple. but a lot of Twitter direct messages and emails of people saying that was awesome. And I think I'm going to expand this and actually take this off of me commentating and just commentate a little bit in the beginning and then show the pictures that she put up, put music in the background, and go right back here. I'm trying to keep that segment to 1 minute, well, actually 2 minutes or less. So I don't go over that time myself. Let's go right over to What's on Sandy's Facebook. Welcome to the second installment of What's on Sandy's Facebook. Now, Sandy has been known to snap pictures of works in progress and give us sneak peeks as to what's going on at CIG. This one, however, looks like she's having some fun with some fans and some people that work over at CIG. This looks like it must have been BAFTA, and quite a few glasses of wine and a bag of swag. And of course, this is Richard Garriott, the creator of the Ultimate Universe and the creator of Origin, which Chris Roberts used to publish his original space classic, Wing Commander. Richard Garriott also allowed Chris to use the Proletarium for creating the Star Citizen campaign. Over here, we have Sandy Gardner talking about who likes things that go boom. My question is, who doesn't? And if you don't, why are you playing the game? Here is what looks like Town Hall over at the PAX South. Lots of people, if you were there, just give me a shout out in the comments below. On the next one, of course, $70 million was reached, and Sandy caught it just after that number was reached. 733,832 backers at this point. This picture, she wants to know, what is this early blocking for? To me, it's either construction or more likely salvage. I can't really tell. It's pretty cool, though. I like it. Looks like it's a very gray and rainy day. I wonder if there'll be weather patterns in the game. Over here, she says, ready to boot up with a question mark. And quite a number of boots there, and I'm sure there's going to be quite a number of different outfits in the game. You'll have as much fun dressing your avatar as you do in any MMO or The Sims. If you play The Sims, not sure that you're going to be playing this game. Welcome back, Ben. Ben has been away in Austin, Texas, and I guess San Antonio, and he is back for a new Around the Verse. And in the last picture, you have some pods, and she wants to know, which one of these do you like best? I've picked D. I couldn't be locked in something without having some way to see out at times. So, that is Sandy's Facebook for this week. Please leave comments below, especially on this last picture. Which one of these do you think would be the best pod for Arena Commander? And with that said, let's get back to the show. And if you aren't a Facebook subscriber, you'll be able to see what's on Sandy's Facebook here on Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous each week. Sandy she doesn't hold back showing us anything. When she wants to, she snaps a picture of what's on her screen and lets us see it and asks us questions about it. So if you are a Facebook subscriber, make sure you do friend Sandy so you can get to see what's on her Facebook each week yourself. And I am embarrassed that there aren't a lot more likes on her Facebook. 700,000 of us have backed the game, and a lot of those pictures only have 200 or 300 likes. Get out to her Facebook and do it now. All right, for this next piece, it's going to be simple. It's going to be the Redeemer giveaway. And like I said, at this particular point, I don't know who it is. I can't wait to find out. So let's give away that Redeemer package and start the next contest. And now for the moment that some of you have been waiting for quite some time. It's time to pick the winner of the Redeemer package. Now, I am using a different website. This is called Random Line Picker, and it has proved to be very successful for me. It's how I picked the last contest offline. So, here I go. And all I need to do here is input all 917 entries, which are input, and click this button. And here we go. And the winner of the Redeemer contest is Andy Coster. Congratulations for all your hard work, every one of you. And congratulations to Andy Coster. All I need to do is get to Ben next week when I'm there at Cloud Imperium Games, and we will send you off your Redeemer package. Andy, congratulations. And to everybody else, we don't have a current contest going right now. The minute we hit 2,250 subscribers, I will announce one, and that one will be for a Mustang Delta. We'll have a big one at the end of 3,000, but we'll do one every 250. Thank you, everyone, and back to the show. Wow, that was awesome, right? Well, of course, I don't know. So congratulations, unknown backer, for winning the Redeemer. And of course, by the time I finish editing this, I will know who you are that won that. But that's awesome. So you join B. Hornifer and you join Sam as winners of big packages on my show, and some other people too. And here's the last piece. I've given away the Mustang Omega on the show twice, and both people, one was very honest and said he didn't enter, and the second person, Gerald Schott, said, you know what, already got one, didn't realize I was going to win, so give it away again. So let's make this one easy. We're going to give it away. All you have to do is comment below. You comment in this video, and you're going to get a chance to win the Mustang Omega. And if you don't want to win the Mustang Omega, make sure on your comment you say, oh, by the way, I don't want to win the Omega. And that's all I got to say about that. Well, this has been a really big week for Star Citizen. Lots of information. And tomorrow, when you're seeing this, it's going to be another big day. It's going to be the release of the Moby-Glass information. And that's going to be one of the things I talk about on Sunday, because it's one of the things I'm most excited about. And I'll touch a little bit more about the persistent universe. And with that said, all I want to do is thank you all for watching the show each week, for coming by and spending time with me, for your comments, likes, and of course, subscriptions. Keep subscribing. And I know I sound like I'm pimping my own show, but I'm trying to make the show better, right? So if you do feel like being a patron, go out to patreon.com/batgirl and give the show a helping hand. For all of those that helped the show already, Pappy Boynton, Matt Fossa, Dr. Jeffrey, Eris, Captain Gloom, and the rest of you that are making sure that you watch each week, comment, and share it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, I am all ready to go to Cloud Imperium Games next week and see what happens. I asked Ben if I could spend as much time there as possible. He said, hey, we'll be glad to have you. So feed me those questions. I don't want to wait too long because I'm going to be in training sessions all week. I'd like to get those compiled before I actually leave. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.